All right, so this video is going to be a little bit different than most of my videos. It fully intended to be a product review. All right, so today on my channel, I'm going to be doing another review. I love doing these reviews. They are so much fun for me, and I know a lot of you have really enjoyed them as well. Product review. So today, and the product I wanted to review was this Urban Elements kind of edge-to-edge pantograph that I had found when I was just randomly browsing on Mystery Star Quilt Company's site. I came across it and I thought this would be awesome to use because I am trying to free motion quilt some more, and I really have trouble coming up with a design to put on my quilts, and I honestly don't want to have to draw it all out myself. I feel like that would just take up so much time. So I thought this might be something fun to try. I actually got two different designs, and I fully already had planned the two quilts that I was going to use them on. So this one you can see is open because I started recording the video showing me using it. When I use a new product and I'm doing a review on it, I really love to try to show using it for the first time or one of the first times. You know, maybe if it's a ruler or something like that, a trim tool. Sometimes I'll use it first so I can make sure my explanation of how to use it is very clear. But I felt like from reading the description of this product, I thought I knew what to do with it, and I will post the description up here so you can understand kind of what I ran into. So I started recording the video showing it, and I ran into a kind of a big problem, and I kind of went back and forth on what I wanted to do because I don't think the listing for this product is accurate in how it should be used. I went to the company's actual website after seeing a video on their YouTube channel demoing what I thought I had ordered, and the product looks completely different. I'll link to the YouTube video below so you can see the product that I intended to use in action, because I will show clips of the issue I ran into here so you can kind of see. But this might be an issue. Let me see if I can show. I don't know if I can zoom in enough for you to really see this. But when I'm ripping the papers up, the threads are definitely stretching a lot, and that might be an issue. Let me get some more of this pulled up and then I can show you. There's like a huge one there. Yeah, that's not going to work because that'll get caught on stuff, and then all of this is going to come undone. So let me bring you in closer. So right here, you can see a spot. Like I can fit this whole tip of this under that stitch that I just watched get pull up when I was pulling the papers off. And there's one here, one here, one here. And they look tight until I'm pulling the papers. There's a lot of really loose ones. And so I don't know if there's a way to pull these papers up without that happening, but look how loose that one is. And it's not that a stitch was mixed, because you don't see a hole here where another stitch should be, but there's some that are like really short, and then there's some that are really extended out far. And all of these stitches look nice and tight until I start pulling the paper up. And then some of them just stretch out. There's one stretching there. So I think I'm going to unfortunately be doing some seam ripping because this isn't going to work for me. I don't want to have all these loose threads that could get caught on something, and then just all of this come unraveled. And it's not like there's just one somewhere. There's a bunch. So I'm going to finish ripping these papers off. And I think what I'm going to do is look around and see what other people maybe have thought of these. I like to really try these on my own and do my own opinion of them. But I might see what other people thought as well. Oh my gosh, this is just so frustrating because I was really thinking I would go forward on it and give it a try, but it, like, you can see when pulling it, the thread's just stretching under it. Oh, that's so frustrating. But I want you to know that I think they do have a product offered. That is what I intended to purchase. If that all makes sense. I know it's kind of confusing. So what I thought I was purchasing was a product that I could kind of use a spray adhesive to attach it to the quilt top and follow these lines to quilt it. Now, when I spray basted it on, I say spray base, but I used my same spray that I based a quilt with, a spray adhesive. When I attached it on, it didn't really want to stick that well. And when I was moving it under my quilt, because it's this heavy paper, when I was moving it under my sewing machine, because it's this heavy paper, it didn't really want to roll up nicely. So I was really struggling with quilting it. Now, when I finished a whole row, I looked at the back of the quilt and I was like, oh, the quilting really isn't as bad as I thought it was. And then I started peeling the paper off, and because of how thick the paper is, it was just stretching out my stitches a lot, to where I don't think it would be able to be fixed or to be used. I'm going to have to seam rip out all of the stitches. So, you know, I've done paper piecing before, and I thought, you know, normally when you have this heavy paper, you put your stitches together a little closer so that when you rip the paper off, it just kind of, you know, comes out, but you don't really want your quilting stitches to be that close. At least I don't. Everybody has a different style. I like mine to be kind of farther apart. So I really felt like this was a problem that other people would have with this paper. So I was fully intending to give a review that was like, you know, I don't recommend using this unless you like quilting stitches to be really close together. And then I was like, this just doesn't seem right to me. That the more I thought about it with this thick paper, it didn't seem right that this was considered a tearaway paper for quilting. So like I said, I went to the company's website, I went to their YouTube channel, and their website has a paper on it like this, but it is listed as a tearaway paper, which this product it doesn't have it labeled anywhere on it calling it a tearaway paper. What I typically found this paper being used as was a paper that you would lay out on a surface, put the backing fabric of your quilt on it, and trace this design onto the back of your quilt, and then base your quilt and quilt your quilt kind of reversed. You would quilt the side that you trace this design on the back of the quilt. So I think the products are different. And also, when I was on the YouTube channel for Urban Elements, the paper that they were using as a demo was very thin. It kind of looked like tissue paper thickness, and it ripped away beautifully in that demo. So what I decided to do with this video is I am going to share some of the close-ups that I showed of the thread pulling away, the product in action, as I don't think it was intended to be used, just so you can see that sometimes some of the things that you go to purchase online may have a description that isn't completely accurate to the product. So just be careful if you're purchasing something like this that says it is a tearaway in the description, but it doesn't say it anywhere else on the packaging. Maybe go to the company's website and see, you know, what they say the product should be used for, just to get a better idea, because at the end of the day, it wasn't a lot for these, but I'm not going to be able to use them the way I intended, and I am definitely not going to trace this design out on a quilt. It's just not something I would enjoy doing at all. So that's just me. But I do think I'm going to purchase from the company the tearaway version of this product and do a review of it as intended. It just might not be for a little bit because I have to seam rip out all of the quilting from before, and that is not something I enjoy, so it'll probably take me a while to do it. But I just wanted to put this kind of as a warning out there that if you did purchase this product like I did and struggled with it and were like, never again, just know that after some research, I just don't think it was listed properly on the Missouri Star Quilt Company's website, and it may not be listed properly on other websites too. So that is something that kind of came as a lesson to me of I need to make sure when I do review products that I am reviewing it properly, because if I didn't take the time to look up this product in, you know, on the company's website and look to see what other people felt about it, I may not have discovered that I wasn't using it as I think the company intended this particular one to be used, that I want to use something else that is listed completely or packaged completely differently. So, you know, I would have felt really bad if I badmouthed this and then found out that it just wasn't being used the proper way, this one. So I will get that other product. I will give that one a try and see how it works, and hopefully it works just as I had hoped it would. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and let me know in the comments if you have used the actual tearaway paper and what you think of it, because I'd love to know.